All right, good afternoon, and we are here for another Too Tall Toby sample problem. This one is a level 3. We're going to have a pattern. I'm also going to try bringing in a palette sketch that I created. So we'll take a look at that. We are in grams. Let's jump in. I always love a good revolve, so actually let's start this with a revolve. So with revolves, we have to have our center line. I'm going to make the hole all together, so I'm going to make the hole separate from this revolve, but my full diameter here is 180. And the thickness here is 11. Lower diameter 65. And this depth is 55. So remember, we can't just do this as two rectangles. We got to have one continuous line on the center for this revolve to work. Oh, let's grab a fillet. Let's click right there and drop a fillet in. Oh, interesting. Not how I would have dimensioned that. So let's fix it. And that's going to be a radius of 14. We are left with a 65. That's okay. All right, so we've got most of our geometry. Let's get those blades on there. So if I look at this from the top, we're going to have an extrude. So let's see what we got in the palette. This racetrack seems like it's going to work for us. So let's drop that in. Let's rotate it. It says that it is going to be tangent to the horizontal, so that's a little different. Let's see what we can get for our dimensions here. Let's make it tangent here and here. Okay. And we've got, let's see, our thickness of 8, so that's equivalent to our diameter. I need to zoom in on this a bit. There we go. All right, so the smaller radius is 52. And it hits this diameter of 67. Perfect. We'll slide that over here for now. So let's get a construction circle. It's tangent. And let's give that a dimension. I'll switch that to a diameter, and that is 67. All right, the other dimension we have is the smaller radius. So we're going to get rid of this one. Smaller radius is 52. Oh, and our last dimension is not, we're going to get rid of this 75. We're going to make this tangent to the outside. All right, let's see if we can manually drag that in. That'll help. All right. So let's extrude that. And the height of this is going to be 93 minus 55. Okay. I don't see any rounds around that or anything. We'll just do the placement of 6. So we're going to grab that extrude, pattern that. let's go around the axis and select the center line that came from our extrude. Angular extent is the way to go, and we are going to have 6 of those. All right, so the last thing to do is drop the hole in. And for this hole, I want to, I realize that this is a good hole size, and it's something that I might use frequently. So I created a generic hole with a key slot and saved it into my working directory. So if I go technically based on how it's showing up there, we're going to go upside down. Okay. Put that at the center. Okay. All right, let's get some dimensions going here. That looks like it's in the right place. So my diameter is 38. My overall height top to bottom is 43. And the width of the slot is 12. Okay. So you could do that with a rectangle and a circle. Just make sure that it's symmetric across there. But if you have a sketch that you feel like you're going to use over and over again, all you have to do is hit save while you're in the sketch mode. That'll save the sketch. Just save it in your working directory and it'll pop right up in your palette next time you need to use it. Okay. All right, so we are going to go through all moving material. Let's see. How are we looking? I think that's looking pretty good. Looks a lot like what we got. Let's see how we did. Let's try it. Beautiful. All right, so we can close this. So nice part, used a revolve, although it could have been extrudes. Nice big radius there. Let's get that hiding. So in this case, first time I've used this, but I had my own sketch that I saved into the palette and brought in. For this geometry, I used the, let's go back and talk about that one for a second. Right, so I used from the palette tool the arched racetrack with axes. So another way you could do that, let's see here, might be to make some geometry like that. And then with that geometry selected, can we offset that? That only does one side. So without using the rounded racetrack, honestly, this would be a little bit more challenging. The geometry is pretty straightforward in Onshape. It's called slot, and you would sketch essentially this arc and put a slot around it. We don't have specifically a slot. I was hoping to use thicken, but that's not available. Could offset to either side. You could have the arc and then the circles at both ends, and then use the line tangent option. No, we don't want that. Sorry. Don't even want 3 tangent. You could probably just do a 3-point tangent arc on the inside and the outside and do a lot of trimming. So that palette tool can really be a big help when you find yourself facing some common geometry, but maybe not exactly straightforward. All right, hope that helps, and we'll see you again soon.